Hey everyone, welcome. Hey guys, welcome. We'll get started shortly here. Hey guys, welcome, welcome. Hey Melika, welcome. Welcome. Welcome guys, we'll get started shortly. Welcome guys, welcome, welcome. We'll get started shortly. Hey Alex, welcome, welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly here. We'll get started shortly, guys. Welcome. We'll get started shortly, guys. We'll get started shortly. Welcome everyone, welcome, welcome. Welcome guys, welcome. Hey Travis, welcome.
Hey David.
Hello, we'll get started shortly. Hope everyone's having a great week. We'll get started shortly here. Hey Tracy, welcome, welcome Tracy. Hey Peter, welcome Peter. Guys, we'll get started shortly. Lots going on in the market, lots going on in the market, especially the equity markets. So this evening is all about trading in the zone, all about mindset, trend following, and using our trading system, all right, the right way. We'll get started shortly.
And as far as I can see, I just need privacy. Plus a whole lot of treatment, all this modesty. I just need space to do me, give the world what they're trying to see. A Stella Maxwell right beside
Welcome
me.
everyone,
Ferrari,
welcome.
I'm buying three. A closet is Saint Laurent, get what I want when I want, cause this hunger is driving me, yeah. I just need to be alone. I just need to be at home. Understand what I'm speaking on. If time is money, I need a loan. But regardless, I'll always keeping on. Fake friends, we don't take L's, we just make ends. Well, y'all follow, we just make trends. I'm right back to work when that break ends. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started here.
Got me for life, yeah.
All right. go ahead and get started. All right. All right. I'm going to share my screen here. All right, right here. All right. So you guys should see my trading screen here. Let's see here. Hey, Mary.
Hey, hi. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. It's raining over here.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got nice sunshine here in Florida. It's 7 p.m., but it was a great day. Great day here in Orlando. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot to go over. As you guys know, this evening we'll go over trading in the zone, which is all about mindset. So we'll incorporate some mindset with the markets. We'll take a look at the markets this evening. So trading in the zone, trend following. All right, so we'll cover trend following, which is important, very important this week. And then trading systems. All right, so we'll look at all three. All right, and moving forward on Wednesdays we'll do that. Okay, so on Wednesdays we'll look at all of those threes when we look at opportunities in the market. All right, so as far as the market, the equity markets, we had a nice move to the downside. So here is the Dow here, the Dow, the S&P, right? The S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell. And guess what, guys? we're in the markdown phase. Markdown phase, very, very bearish. We broke some support levels today, and looks really, really good to move even lower. All right, so this shouldn't be a surprise for anyone. All right, this should not be a surprise to any of us. We've been expecting this, so it's really nice when it happens. When we expect it, we position ourselves to take advantage of the moves here. Okay, so markdown phase, markdown phase, markdown phase. I can't say that enough. So we shouldn't be long, right? If we are long, just very, very small positions, right? The VIX, as you guys know, the VIX volatility index right now is at 31. All right, and as the VIX moves higher, right, that's very bearish for the equity markets. Okay, very bearish for the equity market. So right now it's at 31. A number above 20, all right, number above 20 is very, very bullish. It gets more bullish, I mean bearish, as it goes higher. So 31 is high. All right, 31 is high. If it gets up in the 40s, 50s, then we will really see a move lower in the equity markets. So we should be shorts. We should have short positions. We should be in puts, taking advantage of these moves lower. All right. As far as the sectors, all right. So the sectors here. If you guys look here, energy is still up, tech is up, healthcare, transportation. But again, I'll be careful. Energy took a break for a while, all right, but now it's back. All right. Hey, Danny.
How's it going?
Good, good. How are you? So crude oil is back in the futures market, right? So if you guys look here, it took a break for a bit, but they're back strong. They came back strong today. So a lot of crude oil, right in here, crude oil. All right, so they're back in crude oil. All right, so they're back in crude oil. So expect crude to increase. And guess what? They're trading the volatility. They're trading VIX in the futures market. So look here, guys. They're trading the VIX right here in the futures market. So what that tells us is that they anticipate that the VIX will move higher. So here's the VIX. Interesting. Here's the VIX, right? And we haven't seen this in the futures market, but they're starting to buy volatility, right? So they're starting to buy volatility. If you guys look right here, and this is an early move in the futures market, they're buying volatility. So expect the VIX to go higher, the equity markets to come down. And we have a lot of, we don't have any good news out there as far as this crisis that's going on. So that might move the markets lower. All right. So when we talk about the mindset, and I'll open up the floor in a minute, guys, but when we talk about the mindset, staying in the zone, right? Staying in the zone, trading in the zone, this is what we're talking about, right? We want to be that, we want to be in these moves, right? We don't care about what's happening out there. It's in a markdown phase. We need to be in the markdown phase, trading with the trend following. All right, trend following. That's what we want to do. Cryptos. So Bitcoin is right here, still in the markdown phase. All right, still in the markdown phase, kind of holding right here, but we look for Bitcoin to go lower along with Ethereum and the other cryptos that are out there. And here they are right now, and they're trading to the downside. All right. The only currency pair that we've got right now is New Zealand CAD. All right. So just a beautiful trade. I wasn't expecting this because the market Forex has been consolidating for a bit. All right. It's been consolidating. If you guys look here, a number below 20 is consolidating. So all these pairs here are not tradable. They're consolidating pretty tightly. But the New Zealand pairs are, for whatever reason, there might be some fundamentals out there that are pushing the New Zealand pairs higher. All right. We don't need to know what that is, but guess what? They are pushing higher. And then the reverse. All right. So as an example, pound New Zealand is number 2. Right, so that's trending to the downside. Euro New Zealand is the third best trending pair, trending to the downside. Here's the short signal here, break of support right here. That is Euro New Zealand, and then pound New Zealand. That's the second one right here, break of support right here, and then our trade New Zealand CAD is we're in this long. Right here. So moving nicely. You could have added here. If it breaks this resistance here, we can get in with another position, but I wouldn't add too much to this. But beautiful trade, holding nicely, moving higher. All right. And that's about it. Stock Boss, not a lot of stocks right now in Stock Boss. Because of what the market is going through right now. So we don't expect a lot of stocks. The energy stocks, you guys can take a look at. Okay, for those of you who trade Stock Boss, you can take a look at the energy stocks, but the market isn't healthy. Here is, let's see here, Stock Boss. That's fine. All right. Any questions on the market? Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything at all on the market? What's going on? Any questions? Any symbols you guys want to take a look at? No one?
Yes, it's Peter. Hi.
Hey, Peter.
question, when we're having these down days, will we have like a violent up day, like a strong pullback 1 or 2 days?
We could. Yeah, we could. I mean, I would, you can anticipate that, right? But I would still wait to see the price action. If we looking at the daily time frame, so I'll give you guys an example here.
And maybe you can talk a little bit about, because the moving averages, usually price will return back and touch the moving averages.
Yes, that's what yeah, I wanted to show. We'll do it on several, we'll oh gosh, what did I do here? Oh, I'll fix this later. All right, let's see here. So let's take a look on the cues. All right, so here's the cues. So this represents the NASDAQ, guys. So here is a 30-minute time frame. All right, 30-minute time frame, a 4-hour time frame, a daily time frame, and a weekly time frame. Okay, so yes, Peter, we can anticipate a pullback, but what we want to do, it just doesn't happen suddenly. All right, you'll see the action on the smaller time frame. All right, so it will start to happen on the smaller time frames. You know, you can start looking for it on the 30-minute. All right, so price will pull back, kind of like here. You guys see my cursor right here? You guys see my cursor moving here?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So yes, Peter, and you're correct. So price came back, all right? Touch the moving average here, all right? Touch this moving average, all right? Right here, pull back, touch this moving average here, pull back a bit, almost touched it here, but guess what? It's continuing to move lower, all right? So you can watch it on a smaller time frame. What you want to be concerned with is that we don't get a total reversal where the price actually moves higher, breaks a resistance, and then starts trending long or up, right, on the smaller time frames. Okay, so as long as it keeps doing this, right, as long as price keeps doing this on the 240, we should be fine. All right, does that help, Peter?
Yes. I was really surprised when the first time it broke support. I was anticipating just like straight 3-4 days selling. So I wasn't really anticipating indecision, like the pullback. But now that we have, you know, a little redistribution, now it's gonna get, well, like usually does it get really violent in a selling environment?
Yeah, I mean, it goes down fast. Yeah, it moves fast, right? I mean, anything can happen, right? If you guys look here on the weekly time frame, so on the smaller time frames, it looks kind of like it's a new move. But if you guys look here on the weekly time frame, guess what? There is definitely selling. We just broke support here on the weekly time frame. Okay, so this is big. We broke and closed below this support line right here. All right, and I don't really count that as a support. I think the support, that's just a low.
And it's a big deal because this doesn't happen often. It's like, like we've been a bull market for like 10, 12 years. So most people don't know how to react and change.
Yeah.
And so this is a very big deal. Like,
so we should get, we'll start getting some panic in the markets. All right. Which should push price lower. And for us, it's great. We should be we should be in queues already. So we should have puts in this. All right. We're looking at a target. I've got a target here at right here at 300. 300 is a good target right here. All right. And let's see here.
I was talking to my friends and I was talking about the stocks that was going down. And then they're telling me, oh, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna go long. It's like, you know, have you not seen the chart? It's just like it doesn't make any sense. Like they're thinking it's, you know, they want to buy because it's cheap. It's like they think, oh, it's gonna go up. It's like
Yeah.
it's just like
Okay, but could you have not bought like where your cursor is right there at the buying signal at enter? Could you have entered there and then sell right now where it's breaking support?
Well, this is yeah, good question. So this is we only showing we only showing the short side. I'm gonna turn on the buy. So this is what you're referring to, Mary. This was the buy signal here on a break.
Yeah.
This was the buy here on a break of resistance. Now this is the weekly time frame. All right. So just keep that in mind. So here was the break of resistance right here. So we bought here and then the price broke support, right? Remember, we always want to sell when the price breaks support. So we
Up there with the white.
Here.
Yeah.
So we got in here, got out here, and now the price is going short. No, we don't have a sell short signal yet on the weekly time frame.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, but however, we've got sell short signals on the other time frame. So on we can't wait on the weekly time frame to give a sell short signal. That's too late, right? We would miss a lot of the move. But here's the 30-minute time frame. Here's the 240. So right here was a sell short signal. So several of our traders got in, all right, early, all right around in this area in here, all right. Peter, where did you get in? You got in, where did you get in? Was it 348? I think you got in.
speak a little bit better about the IWM because the QQQ.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The IWM I got in at 205.
That's right. That's right. We'll take a look at the IWM. So yeah, this is a great trade. I think, right? And you know, it's just speculation, right? I mean, we don't know, but based on the price action here, based on the price action, right? Based on what's happening here, sellers are definitely taking more control on the weekly time frame. All right. If you guys see here, and like Peter said, this is a big deal. All right. This is definitely a big deal. We haven't had price action like this on since COVID hit. So this move right here is when COVID first came out, and there was a lot of panic, right in here. If you guys look at this move here from here to here, right, when COVID hit, right, we basically almost have the same price action here. All right, this right here, this price action here from here to here is similar. And remember, when COVID hit, that was pretty, I mean, that was a black swan, right? So that was kind of out of the ordinary, right? There was panic, right? So this price action here is similar to here. All right. Luckily, the price held and they moved higher. So we'll see. We'll see if it will hold. All right. We'll see if price will hold. If it doesn't, like I said, if 300 right here is the area, that we are looking at right at 300 right here for support. This is pretty decent support right here. If we break this support, right? If we break this support, we going lower, right? And I know those of us that are in puts, right? We're gonna, even if it gets to 300, that's a lot of money we'll make, right? That's pretty good money we'll make. All right. So we're watching it closely. If there's panic, if panic comes in, I mean, we could go right back down to the previous buy signal, right? This support in here, which is 237. All right. And that if it happens, it can happen pretty quickly. All right. So Peter, I want to take a look at your IWM.
I shorted this too, but it's a different product. But
yeah, okay.
That's why the IWM is the one I remember.
That's your main trade, IWM. So we'll take a look at it on the different time frames. So when we talk about trading in the zone, it's all about, you know, we want to be in the flow of the market. All right. And we want to follow, we definitely want to follow the trends.
Could you pull up also next to IWM SRTY?
Okay. So your IWM, if you can break, just like the interesting thing here is just like the QQQs where see, here was your initial signal, and I remember this right here. And so if it breaks this, if it breaks this low here, Peter, it could go a lot lower. Your support area is going to be right in this area right here, 170 or so. You might hit some support, which is was the previous buy signal right here. So previous resistance becomes support. So, but you're close. I mean, you could, if you know, tomorrow and Friday, if market gets you know, if the market weakens, you could get.
Question. This is just speculation. I think the final target will be a lower low of this whole entire chart. The lower low is around 100.
Oof.
Like below the lowest low on COVID. Because I noticed, look at these lows, the red. So the low in 2019 and the 2020. So these, comparing those two, look, they're lower lows. So I think this time is going to make it even lower, the final low. So that's just my speculation. Because the higher, like they say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yep.
So this price, you know, if things get bad, raising interest rates, I think it'll go to 100.
Yeah. So this will be an area of concern, right? So here you've got support here. Now we're coming down. We're coming down, guys. Okay, so we're coming down. So we're not looking at resistance. We're looking at support now. So you got some support here. You got some support here, and then you've got some support in here. Right, so you've got to get, here is support in here too. See right here, you got some support in here, support in here, support here, and support here. So yes, Peter, can it happen? Yes, but you've got to get through all of this here. So just think of these areas here as floors, right? So you got to get past this floor here, then past this floor here, then past this floor here to get all the way down in here. All right, could it happen? Yes, but just know that these areas here will slow the momentum. Okay, will slow the momentum down. All right, so it rather than just falling, if we didn't have any of this here, right? If we didn't have any of this clusters, or all these clusters right here, then yes, you could go all the way down. But just think of traders will be watching these areas here, looking to push price higher. Okay, so they'll be watching. It'll be a battle, especially when it gets down in this area in here, all this area in here. All right, let me draw it out. So, you know, what you could do is just take profits once it takes some profit. You could leave some on the table, right? Leave some, but take some profits off the table because, so if we look in this area right in here,
That's the part where I'm still learning. I'm just learning to let the profits run. Of course, I'll take some profit right in that zone. You know, it's my first target. But I kind of want to leave some positions on the table, let it run as far as it can.
Yeah, leave some. I would, yeah. But this area in here, if you guys look in here, this area in here, all this cluster, all this is different. This is very different from this, very different from this. Okay, so when you have areas like this, that will cause the momentum to kind of slow down or stop. Okay, so you just have some support. There's a lot of support in here. It's not just this area here, not just this area here, but also this area right here. So you've got several areas, three areas of support that could slow the price. So yeah, take some profits. If you watch it on the smaller time frame, like the 30 or 60 minute, you'll be able to manage it better, Peter. Okay. But good trade, good trade. This is your biggest trade, right? This is your big trade, bud.
Yes, yeah.
This is your big trade. So now you called it right. You know, you called it right. So now it's just managing the trade. So it's all about now staying in the zone, right?
Yeah, this is the hard part because yeah, I got shaken out of my position on the pullback. Like I had to close a lot of my positions, but I'm still in it.
Yeah. So and then once you do this, once you master it, it's still early. You guys got to look here. This is still, it looks like things have been going down for a while, but you know, from here to here is still early. I mean, this is only what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. This is not a long time, 6 weeks. All right. So, but nice selling, perfect selling, purple support. We've got a purple support and resistance, which is very bearish, right? So purple support and resistance. This moving average is starting to turn down. We got a nice, perfect sell short signal. If you guys can see that here. All right. So we got a nice selling came in. Whenever you guys see big candles like this on a break of support or break of resistance, that means they're confident. That means that those big buyers, those institutions, right? That means that they're ready to push the price down. These big candles here where they open and close all the way down, right? And kind of like this one here, that's a lot of selling that came in today, right? And the buyers was never able to push price higher. It closed down all the way down. So we can anticipate some more selling. Looking at the futures right now, let's take a look at the futures. All right. And again, anything can happen, but we know that. We know anything can happen, right? Right. We know that. We're not afraid of that. If we take a look at the futures right now, the futures are down. So right in here. So right here, the Dow is down 100 points, right? The Russell is down what that point 43, 48%. So it's down. So so the NASDAQ, everything is down in aftermarket, in the futures market. So we need a big down day. We really need things to just really pick up. We need the selling to pick up now. Now that the sellers are in control, they're definitely in control. We need the fear. We need the fear to pick up. We need some panic to happen to push our positions down. And I want you guys, as traders, we don't care. All right. I mentioned this the other evening, that we can't fix the world's problems. Our job is not to fix the world's problems. Our job is to trade. All right. So our job is to trade. That's why we are here. Right. And all the work that we do, day in and day out, we get ready for times like this. You guys know Ricky's story, right? The reason why Ricky made $120,000 was because of the pandemic, right? He had been watching the story of COVID. He'd been watching that, and he had positioned himself, and he had his mindset ready. All right. It wasn't by accident that he made $120,000 in one day. He had been watching the markets, planning, listening to the news, watching everything play out, kind of like what Peter did, right? With his IWM trade. Peter has been studying it, right? And then getting ready. So this is the same thing. We have an opportunity here, right, to make a lot of money, right? If the market tanks, right? If the market tanks, and I'm not telling you guys that if for new traders, don't go out and buy and do this tomorrow. For new traders, those of you who just watch this, learn what we are doing. All right. So next time you guys will have, you're not ready yet to take advantage of this, brand new traders. Okay. Danny, I think you're ready. Travis, you're ready. But for individuals that are on here that's not using our system, just here for a few, you've been here for a short period of time, don't get into these trades. I mean, we're talking about this here. There's going to be some great opportunities. Okay, but just learn from this. So next time you're on the right side and looking to make money. All right. So futures are down, which is good. Futures are down, which is good. All right. Any questions on this?
Hi, David. Can we go back to Forex for just a second?
All right. Sure, Travis.
USD HUF.
USD HUF. Where is that?
Right in the middle. Down right there.
Okay.
So I guess my question is, so this one is not trending, but it did have a huge break of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to I guess reconcile why it had this huge break of resistance but isn't trending. Like how do you, because most of them aren't trending, but there are one or two of them like this one that has a huge break of resistance. Is there, what can we take from that? How do you reconcile that?
Okay, so let's draw it out. So I'm trying to, okay, so, all right. So we'll draw it out kind of like this here. So here was your This is the markdown phase. The markdown phase, accumulation. Forget all of this has happened. Okay, so just forget. Hold on 1 second here. We'll draw it out, Travis. Okay, here it is. Here. So forget all of this here has happened. Okay, so forget this here. Okay, so here is the markdown phase. Price move higher, consolidated. We got a big candle came in. Okay, so here we got a big, that's big candle, big buyers came in. That's confirmation. The bulls are in charge, right? All right, and we got a buy signal right here. So on this candle here, on this candle here, but right here was our buy signal. Okay, now price went higher and then came back down, right, and held support. Now this is difficult trading here because we got, not only did the price come down, we got white candles. Let me remove this now. We got white consolidating candles, but then we got red candles, right? So sellers are really trying to push the price down. All right, if I was trading this, I would have gotten out on the red candles. All right, now it held support. It held support, right? It held support even with the selling that came in. Price held support. The system never closed the trade. So it's still holding, it's holding, it's holding, it's holding. Price is struggling. It's really struggling, right? To move higher, but it never gave a sell signal. Okay. So to your point, Travis, it's not trending because it's having a difficult time. It's having a difficult time. It's working through this consolidation in here. All right, so if you look at it like here, right? So it's got a larger consolidation to work through. All this area here. So this area here, this is your resistance, your higher resistance here. This was a previous buy signal. Okay, so it kind of always remembers the past, right? So we've got a difficult time here, right? Previous resistance, difficult time. It had a difficult time breaking through here, had a difficult time breaking through here. So sellers are really trying to push the price down. Okay, finally, it got some light. All right, and it's trying to move higher now. So it's kind of working through this larger support and resistance area. Okay, now it's gonna have some concern now that it's moved higher. It's gonna have to now work through this area in here. All right, so just like Peter's trade with IWM, where it's got some consolidation, right? Always remember these consolidations, right? Those are areas that's going to stop your price. Okay, and these are sellers. There's the sellers are at these areas here, looking to push the price down. So that's why we always need to be concerned. If we trade in short, like Peter's trade, they're going to be buyers at the support level, looking to push the price up. Okay, so this is a difficult trade because we don't have clear room, Travis, to push the price lower. It's got to get past all of this crap down in here. It's got to get past these levels right here, and then it's going to work to kind of get out of this area. This is a lot of indecision right in here. You see that, Travis?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's not a clear path. That's why it's struggling. It's really struggling to trend. There isn't a clear path. All right, so just remember when you guys see these clusters, all of this, think of this as a wall. All right, think of this as a wall. Okay, so it makes it very, very, very difficult for the price to get through that area. That's why we call it resistance, right? It's resisting, right? It's resisting, right? And support, look here, right? So those areas, it's gonna have a very, very, very difficult time to get through all of that consolidation. Okay, so it's not a very good, and I'll show you guys some examples where the path is easier. And as you get better at this, more savvy at this, you will start to recognize the trades that are better. So there are trades, see right here, it's a lot of consolidation in here. All these white candles, white neutral candles, a lot of indecision. So as you guys get savvy at this, you'll be able to pick out the trades where there isn't a lot of the price action, where there isn't a lot of consolidation. Okay, it's right here, a lot of now the cool thing about the consolidation is once the price breaks through that, all right, once the price breaks through that, then you've got a clear path. Okay, so if you guys look here, all this consolidation in here, right, all this consolidation in here, New Zealand CAD, the trade that we're in, kind of finally broke out of that consolidation right here. So it broke out of that, got a buy signal here. And guess what? It's got a clear path, right? If you guys look here, it's got a clear path. Okay. So it might hit some consolidation in here. So here it is right here. It might hit some consolidation in here. And guess what? We've got some consolidation up in this area in here too. So we can anticipate that, see right here, that was pretty strong support coming down, resistance going up. So resistance going up. So look here, that's very, very strong. So that might weaken the price. So if we start getting purple support and resistance, we know why. Guess what? You guys see that? You guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you always want to look kind of further to see what's in your way. Think of this as, hey, you're traveling on the road right here, and you've got something in the road, right? You've got something in the road, a tree. Let's see, a tree fell down in the road, and now you've got to clear it, or you got to go take a different direction. So I wouldn't be surprised, based on all of what's happening in here with price, that New Zealand CAD doesn't slow down, right? And doesn't mean that it will give us a sell signal, right? But if we start getting purple, right, purple support and resistance, we start getting white candles, we'll know, all right, it's having a difficult time slowing down. I mean, breaking through. All right, so, all right, that helps, Travis.
I did. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions? All right, no other questions. All right. I think we did talk about Bitcoin. We talked about Bitcoin right here. Look at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been following the equity markets, right? So as the equity markets go down, we could see Bitcoin go lower. Right now it's at 36, right? And if we've been watching this 30,000 support area. All right, so right here, this 30,000 support right here. So we could see, as the market moves lower, we could see Bitcoin move lower and perhaps test this 30,000 mark. Okay, we are not far from that, and Bitcoin will move pretty quickly. I mean, we've seen Bitcoin move 3,000 points overnight. Okay, so be careful if you're in cryptos. Just be careful. All right. That's all I've got. That's all
So
I've got.
David, should I sell my Bitcoin? It's at 98 now. I bought it for like 100 something.
Well, I can't give you any advice, right? You know, I can't give you any advice, but based on what based on you've got the
Yeah.
four market, based on what it's doing, right?
Yeah.
When we
It's
trade,
not looking good.
when we trade in the moment. So we have to go with what's in front of us at the moment. All
Okay.
right. Okay. So use this as a learning. So so that you don't trade like that again. I don't call it a mistake. It's not a mistake. We just trade. So learn this so that next time you will know, right? When to get in and when to get out.
Yes.
All right. All right, guys. If you guys don't have any other questions, or if you don't, there's nothing else you want to take a look at this evening, we'll call it a night. And tomorrow I will see you guys. We'll go over equities, options. That should be a good class. And I think hopefully, I'm wrong. I can be wrong. As a matter of fact, I'm wrong quite a bit. Okay, but what we do is when we're wrong, we change. We're very nimble, very flexible. So if we're wrong, right, we just change, flip, and go the other way. So if we're wrong on this and the price action says something different, right, we are flexible, right? But right now, we're in the markdown phase. Markdown phase. We stay with it, stay with the trend following. We trade in the zone. Think of this as in the zone, right? These markets here, these equity, I messed up my chart here. These equity markets here, they're in the zone. They're in the zone. They're clearly in the zone, right? They're in the markdown zone. Right, they're in the markdown zone. So we got to be in the zone right with them. All right, guys, take care. Have a great evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, David.
Okay,
Good night.
good night.